And I will get this message across. So before we get started, I just love to take a moment of reflection, and I always like to reflect on my blessings. Like, my heart is filled with such gratefulness. I am so grateful for the place that God has me in. I was downstairs in the kitchen cooking. I think it was over the weekend, and I don't know, something just came over me, and I just started counting my blessings one by one. And it's just me and God in my kitchen, and it's so many of them. I'm telling you, we don't even realize how blessed we are, but I'm just counting my blessings one by one. And I think that was Saturday, and Sunday, it was just such an amazing experience for me. And the first thing that I can think of is, I believe that was just a direct effect of me just taking time out to be grateful for the things that I have. You ever have one of those days where things just boom, 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 just go the way that you need them to go, and everything is just good? Like, my Sunday was just one of those days, and my weekends are the busiest days, ironically, out of my entire week. And that Sunday was just so amazing for me. So don't look at me crazy when I try to explain the importance of reflecting on your blessings, because you're not doing God a favor when you take time out to thank him for the things that he is doing for you. You are literally doing yourself a favor. God is going to get the glory anyhow. He is God. So if you don't take time out to thank him for your blessings, don't mean nobody is. Like, somebody is going to be grateful, and he's going to bless the ones that are grateful. So say, y'all done got me all started on gratefulness. Like, that is just a whole message right there. And I'm like this every time I relay a message, whether it be for you guys or in person. Like, we going to stop for a moment to be grateful. And if you don't like that part of my message, then this message may not be for you, because I feel like it is very, very important. So just think about being grateful for the fact that God even woke you up this morning, because I woke up feeling blessed and grateful. So we're going to reflect on our blessings. And just be grateful, just even if it's just for that one moment. Today we are going to just take that moment and think about how blessed we are. So today I want to talk about unconditional self-worth. Woo! Unconditional self-worth. Today's topic, self-worth. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right on in here to it, because listen, this one, like, this is just so personal for me, because, all right, self-worth is something that I had to discover. God rest my parents, God bless them. They did the best that they could do raising me. I had a very amazing father and a strong mother, but I went through a lot growing up as a child. My father didn't even know a lot of the things that I had to go through as a child, a lot of the abuse that I suffered as a child. My father didn't know at all. He had a lot of getting himself together to do too when I was younger, but eventually he did, and he was truly an amazing father. But I suffered a lot of abuse, and I did not even know what self-worth was, until I discovered it. So self-worth is like something that I had to, like, scratch my way up from the bottom once I discovered the power of self-worth, and what self-worth is. Like, what does self-worth mean to you when you think about self-worth? So, like, this is just like so personal for me, because it is just work that I had to do on myself to discover my self-worth. So self-worth is the sense or feeling that you deserve to be alive, loved, cared for, and to take up space in this world. So we just going to basically break down what self-worth is so everybody can be on the same page. We can have a general idea of what we are talking about today. Today's message is unconditional self-worth. Self-worth. So we're going to get down into this thing. So just to be clear, self-worth and self-esteem are not the same thing. They are distinctly two different things. Self-worth is basically the belief that you are a good person and you deserve the best out of life. So, self-worth, not how others view you. We are talking about how you view yourself. Self-worth. We are talking about unconditional self-worth today. And hopefully by the end of this message, you will all have a different outlook on how you view yourself, because self-worth may be different from what you think it is. So the first and best way to improve your feelings of worthiness, as well as wait a minute. Let me start over. The first and best way to improve your feelings of worthiness is simply to provide value to others, be kind to others, as well as to your future self. Be of service, which means providing value with no expectations of receiving anything in return. So I did not just make that up. Let me just say that. So the first way, that this is just the beginning, and this is for those of us who are not in the habit of doing things for other people. I'm not trying to put nobody on blast or, pull nobody cars, but I don't think that we know the importance of service, of giving of ourselves to others. That can be in different ways. We can give our money, we can give our time, we can give, our clothes, things that we don't wear no more. We can go out there and feed somebody who we know is hungry. Even if you just got some extra food, you cook for your family, your next door neighbor, they running low. Let me just feed such and such. Pick up an extra plate, send one of your kids to send it next door. No, you ain't got to give me no money, no dollar, no nothing. This is from me to you, So that is the start of the best way to improve your own worthiness. And by us doing things for other people, we view ourselves in a higher valuable manner. Like who you think you talking to like that? Like, I'm the type of person that knows how to do things for other people. Like you will put yourself at a higher standard when you learn. And this is just the first step. This is the first step to improve your feelings or your worthiness, for yourself. So like I said, when I come to y'all with these Wednesday messages, I do research. Sometimes I'm just like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get this message over to you guys. And I am writing down facts. I am researching facts. I'm looking up facts. I'm looking up the facts of the facts. I'm looking into studies where they just research philosophers and, they research human beings over the years. They study people over the years. So, don't just think I'm up here freestyling, just telling y'all what I want y'all to hear or what I think I want y'all to know or anything like that. Most of my messages, they are based on my personal experiences and facts, So I love to feed my brain knowledge, to learn new things, and to pass on the things that I have learned. So things that does not determine your self-worth. So we're going to get into it right now, and I'm going to tell y'all, so you might as well, if you got something to do or you want to go grab something to drink or something like that, because I'm going to sit here for a while. I'm just really going to get all the way down into things that does not determine your self-worth. I got time today. I am not rushing. I mean, I do have to get on with the rest of my day, but I literally planned on taking my time and breaking this down. Things that does not determine your self-worth. So if you gotta go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, do whatever you gotta do, because this right here, like, you don't want to miss it. So your achievements does not determine your self-worth. You are more than your accomplishments and your achievements. Just saying. Just saying, we got a lot of high horse sitters, up here, and like, I got this, and I went to such and such university and all that kind of stuff, and congratulations to you. But that still don't determine how good of a person you are. So your achievements does not determine your self-worth. You are more than your achievements. I'm going to keep it moving. Your job is not a reflection of who you are. Most people are just there for the money. Period, point blank. Your job does not determine your self-worth. Your childhood does not define your self-worth. Your childhood does not determine your self-worth or your past. Your childhood or your past does not determine your self-worth. We cannot control the things that happen to us as a child. We cannot control what our mama did or what our daddy did, or the things that we had to go through, and the lack of things what we didn't have. A lot of kids today will never know the struggle of people my age. Like, my kids they would never ever know the struggle of the things that we had to go through. But just because of whatever you went through as a child, it is not your fault. The things that you went through as a child that are completely beyond your control is not your fault. You don't have to live in that. You told the story once. You don't have to soak in that. That does not determine your self-worth. It's just your education. Your education does not define your self-worth. It is just simply the things that you know. Your education, it just doesn't. I mean, it's the things that we learn over life, and it does not define your self-worth. How people view you and treat you does not determine your self-worth. How people look at you, how people view you, choose to talk about what they saying about you behind your back, 9 times out of 10, it ain't even true. They just saying the stuff about you to make themselves feel good. I think that is a personal issue with people in themselves when they take time out to talk bad about other people. And listen to me. I know people talk about me like a dog, and I don't care. I really don't care, because if I let the things that people say about me behind my back dictate my life and how far I am going in my future, I would be nowhere doing nothing. So, the things that people say about you and how people choose to treat you, or how people try to choose to treat you, like, you think you're going to treat me like that, but it's really up to us, the things that we tolerate in life. But that don't determine your self-worth. So other people's achievements does not determine your self-worth. Like, we had to learn how to be congratulators. When we see people making major accomplishments, I hate to sound biased, but to my own African American people, I am just ecstatic out of my skin when I see Black people make major accomplishments. Listen, I said it, like, because I love y'all. Like, I'm not like completely biased. I just know that the struggle that we had to go through, and the things that we just had to go through to make it, we are breaking like major barriers. I was looking up Condoleezza Rice, and oh my gosh, she was amazing. She sat up in the White House, and I was like, oh my gosh. I know you guys, some of you probably know who Condoleezza Rice is. I am not going to get, I mean, she was like an athlete and, oh my gosh, she just made so many major accomplishments. But anyway, I know she sat up in the White House and like was like high ranked in the White House. The first black woman who ever sat in the position that she sat in the White House. And when I heard someone talking about Condoleezza Rice. I hope I'm saying her name right. And she is amazing, and I'm able to look at somebody else's accomplishments and be excited, for their achievements and their accomplishments. We can't look at other people just because they are moving further in life or breaking barriers or major accomplishments. I mean, ain't no point of being no hater. We have to congratulate people when they make major accomplishments, and it don't even have to be somebody like Condoleezza Rice, but shout out to her because she is awesome. For those of you who never, I know you had to have at least heard her name before, but you can look into some of her. I mean, she was amazing, and she came from very small beginnings, very rough childhood, racism, I mean, she just was like attacked, racially profiled even as a child, and she just broke through barriers like crazy and just made some major achievements in her life. But if we learn how to look at other people's achievements in a different way and not be not be haters. Like, listen, it just is what it is. Don't allow yourself to look at somebody and like, oh, she thinks she such and such or whatever, just because somebody else is moving forward in life and achieving major things in life. But that doesn't determine your self-worth. So we talking about things that does not determine your self-worth. So other people's achievements does not determine your self-worth. Your appearance does not determine your self-worth. I mean, you have some real, listen, y'all ever heard of this saying, God don't like ugly and he ain't too fond of pretty? Because you got some people that are beautiful on the outside and they are just terrible people. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you are so nice looking, and I just want to throw the whole person in the trash. Like, come on at this point, but that does not determine your self-worth. Like, beauty, I know it sounds cliche, but beauty is only skin deep. Everyone is beautiful in their own unique way. And just because you might be prettier or more handsome than somebody else, don't make your life more worthy. You are not more worthy than anybody else, just because of how you look. So sometimes we might be sadly mistaken that your appearance might make you more worthy than anybody else, and it is not true, because you have some people who may not be the best looking people in the world, but they have the most humblest hearts, or they have made the most amazing impact on this world as it stands today. So don't be misled by thinking your beauty or your physical appearance determines your self-worth, because it does not. So, I mean, I like to dial myself up and dress myself up because it makes me feel good, when it's fun to me to dress myself up and things like that. But you can dress yourself up all day long. And if you are not a good person on the inside, then who you are on the inside determines your self-worth. But we ain't talking about what does determine your self-worth. We're gonna get through. I ain't done yet. I told you I was gonna be here for a minute. We still talking about what does not determine your self-worth. So listen, all right, y'all ready for this one? Your relationship status does not determine your self-worth. There is nothing wrong with being single. That does not define you. When you can say that you are in a relationship or you are married, mess around and get married to the wrong person. Okay, just to try to think that makes you more of a person or better of a person just because you are in a relationship. Because baby, you will get a sad awakening. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. Just because you think that that means something to the world and to society, and all my girlfriends are married and all of that kind of stuff, whatever, because that does not define you. It does not make you more of a person just because you could check off the married box in the application or whatever. So it doesn't. And for people who think that it does, like, I'm going to treat them better, or I'm going to put them, higher on the ladder or whatever because they are married, that is pure ignorance. Because you will mess around and miss out on a great person, or the opportunity to, associate business or whatever with an amazing person, because you are judging them off of their relationship status. So being in a relationship does not determine your self-worth. So the number of friends you have does not determine your self-worth. I know we may think it does. We may think it might make us look better when we got a whole bunch of friends that we talk to on the phone on the regular basis, but it doesn't. Having 155 friends does not determine your self-worth. Your social media status. I know. Like, I'm seriously just going to walk straight up somebody out right now, but it is what it is. Your social media status does not define your self-worth. Don't because let me tell you something. Okay, you can put a post on social media and you will get 0 likes on it. But if you look at a video where it shows you the views, but if you look at the views, you will have 1,000 views and no likes. So they looking, but they ain't liking. But either way, your social media status does not define your self-worth. It just doesn't. And it's so sad the whole that social media has on people, especially children or teenagers or whatever, and like kids be really getting suicidal over things like this, because even their own family will look right past. And my family, they look right past my stuff. They don't like or share or say any congratulations, anything. They be all over somebody else posting. I used to let it get to me. Like, how you congratulating somebody else, but you ain't say congratulations to me not once. But it's okay, because I am so grateful for the people that are genuinely happy for me. If you didn't congratulate me, then obviously you're not happy for me, and that's okay, because I don't want that energy. I don't want it on my posts. I don't want it, I don't need no fake congratulations. I like the real ones. So I had to learn how to not get offended. Like, I don't see you on somebody else's post when clearly I just posted a major accomplishment on social media and you said nothing. But I don't let it get to me, because the more I am grateful for the people that do support me, the more God give me people that support me. So but your social media, it don't like, and then some people, they do so much for likes and all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh, they just try so hard to get some kind of likes and views and social media famous or something like that. I don't even think that's a thing. I don't know, because social media is just like, it's virtual world. There's a real world, a whole entire world outside of social media. They coming up with so many different platforms, and you got TikTok. I remember when it all started, we ain't had none of this. We had MySpace, and I don't even think I never had a MySpace account or whatever, but now it has advanced to all of these different other things, and it is so worldwide and so technical and all this kind of stuff. You got different ways to get views and all of that kind of stuff, but All this stuff is not positive. All of it is not even good, good energy. Like, people, you can get a million views off of something that is totally completely ignorant, negative, the fights and all of that kind of stuff. And people put themselves out there and will forever be looked at some type of way. Like, I'm so glad that the worst part of me was before Facebook. Like, I did all of that messing around and messing up because, listen, I mean, I ain't scared to sit here and tell y'all about it, but I'm glad it wasn't on social media. But some of y'all stuff be on social media and it don't be looking good. And we got to be mindful of the kind of publicity that we seek on social media. I am so grateful that I'm able to get on social media and spread positivity and spread joy and love and all that kind of stuff. I am the type of person that just play way too much, and I know I can play too much sometimes. So, like, even a lot of stuff that I wanna post, sometimes I don't even post because it just be ignorant and stupid and dumb. And I just know that I can be that way sometimes. But I mean, that publicity that people think that they think validates them on social media, it ain't, baby, it ain't real. It ain't real. I mean, social media famous is just not a thing, and it does not determine your self-worth. Your worth is not measured by how many likes you get on a post on social media. I know people may think it is, and I know the feeling of it being personal because I have a lot of family on social media, and it does make you feel some type of way. But until you mature to the place where you can post or say something on social media and not get your feelings hurt because they on there and they not saying nothing about your stuff, like, you just gotta be okay with that. You can't let it affect you internally. So that social media, it just really does not determine your self-worth. Your decision to have children or to not have children, or how many children you have, does not determine your self-worth. I know. Y'all thought it did. I know you did. And I am a prime example because I have a lot of kids, baby daddies and all, and I'm awesome. Like, I am absolutely amazing. I am better than I thought I was, than I was taught I was. And I know a lot of people like to look down to people who got baby daddies and a bunch of kids, or you won't have no kids, or, you selfish or whatever, or what you choose to do with your body and who you choose to live with, or even the mistakes that you made in your past. I mean, you might have chose the wrong father for your child or whatever, but what kind of mother are you? Or you might have chose the wrong mother, for the dads out there. You might have chose the wrong mother to mother your children. Your parental status does not dictate your self-worth. You can still be as amazing as you are, as great as you are. You can still go as far as you want to go in life. For those people out there who say, I don't want nobody with no baby mama or with no bunch of kids, like, listen, shout out to y'all, because y'all go ahead and keep being great, because you gonna miss out on the right person by being judgmental of what somebody past look like. And I'm not saying that in defense of myself, because who I am as a person speaks volumes alone. Like, I don't have to justify myself. My kids are everything to me. Every single thing. They mean the most to me in this entire world. I wouldn't take it back for nothing. But mess around, be the type of person that wants to judge somebody on their parental status. Like, I want to take her out on a date, but she got too many kids. Okay. Or she don't want to have no kids. That's her personal decision. A woman does not have to have kids, period, to be looked at a certain way in this world. I'm thinking about the Brett and her wife. They just decided to venture into motherhood. Listen, shout out to y'all, but I know I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Brett got a couple years on me. And I'd be good doggone if I decide to journey into motherhood at almost, I'm 42 now, so I don't know how old she is, but that's their personal decision. But I just hope that they did not base that decision off of how the world decides to look at them, like, okay, we married but we don't have no kids. I just hope that wasn't a decision based on what everybody else is doing, or they probably want to leave on their legacy or whatever. I know the Brett has made a great success out of herself, entertainer, producer, all the things that she have done over the years. Shout out to you, Brett, and congratulations on your new coming bundle of joy. But being a parent, your parental status does not define your self-worth. It just does not. And last but not least, your age. Your age does not define your self-worth. It just doesn't. I was listening to some motivational speaking. I told you I'm doing so much financial literacy right now. And the person that I was listening to was talking about people who made major accomplishments like past 60 years old in life, is literally when they broke and became multi-millionaires and stuff like that. And people think that it's too late because they are too old. And you have people like Ryan on Ryan's toy review. He was like 6 and became a multi-millionaire off of being getting famous off of YouTube. But so your age does not determine your self-worth. When I hear kids say, I want to be this or I want to do this, when I get older and things like that. And it's amazing to have goals and dreams and, seeing yourself how you want to live when you get older and things like that. But you can make a major accomplishment out of yourself even as a child. And I cannot stress that enough. I mean, you can look, everybody has access to social media, or just like Google or whatever. You can look up a child right now that has made multi-million. I was explaining that to my 10-year-old son. Like, it's kids out here that's doing it. It's old people out here. Colonel Sanders, the owner of KFC, he tried to sell that chicken to everybody, and he got turned down like over 1,000 times before somebody decided to buy the KFC recipe off of him, and he finally became a multi-millionaire, and now it's KFCs all over the world. And he was over 60. Like, he was literally over 60. They was talking about a famous painter who was like 80 when she made like thousands of paintings, and she didn't become a millionaire off of her paintings until she was like 80. And then her paintings, she made a fact, she actually painted most of the ones that sold for millions of dollars. Like, she did a lot of painting after the age of 80. So people think that age defines their self-worth, and it don't. It just don't. Your age does not define your self-worth. You got some amazing people out here. I'm just thinking about, like, even some kids that's like, breaking through major, barriers, just making major accomplishments, everything from athletes to, being on TV and just all kinds of stuff. I'm so happy for people when they make major accomplishments, whether they be young or be old. And I am so happy for people People that I meet at the YMCA. This one lady that I talk to all the time. I just started swimming lessons for myself, and I was so excited because it's this lady that's like 70 something, almost 80, and I kept telling her, and people like that inspire me, and they get up and go to the YMCA weekly to get in the pool and work out. They be in the gym working out, and there's people out here that is 70, 80 years old, and they just decided, that they're going to give up on themselves. But that is your personal decision that you making for yourself, because it's not over for you just because you 67. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm going to be the finest 70-year-old y'all ever saw. I'm gonna be working out. I'm still gonna be in a two-piece at 70 on somebody beach. I'm just not gonna be working as hard. I'm gonna look good, and I'm still gonna be working out at 70 years old. Like, your age does not define your self-worth. So that was last on the list. I know I took my time going through that, which I planned on taking my time going through that, because I just wanted to clear a couple things up with y'all, because we could be sadly mistaken on things that define our self-worth. And if you don't believe me, you can go back and research any of the information that I am relaying over to you guys today, because I want you to look at your self-worth in a different perspective after today. And what really defines your self-worth. So, self-acceptance is unconditional. You can recognize your own weaknesses, but still fully accept yourself. We all have weaknesses. We all have flaws. Nobody is perfect. But do you accept yourself? Do you accept your flaws? I mean, there is now, and I don't know how long plastic surgery has been going on, and I'm not trying to point nobody out. What you choose to do with your body, is your personal choice. But I have seen these BBLs and all of this kind of stuff going on more now than ever. Even when I took a trip with my friends last year to Maldives, and even in Dubai, I mean, they just pump their lips up with, I don't know, silicone or whatever they put in their lips, and they got their butts all pumped up and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I watched something on BET with a doctor who was actually in prison for botched jobs, and she said it started because she was not happy with her own body, so she began to get a lot of plastic surgeries done on herself. So then she became a doctor. I don't know how legal she was, but I think somebody even died under her care from her doing a BBL on them. I think it's short for Brazilian butt lift. I don't know exactly what that entails, but she went through hell. Not only did she have to go through a lot of stuff in her own body because of all the plastic surgeries that she had done to herself, but then she was hurting a lot of women. A lot of women was coming to her. I don't know if she was cheap or whatever, and somebody actually died, and she got locked up for that. I think she was in prison for like over 10 years, and she got on there. They did it wasn't Lisa Nichols. It was the mom off a Baby Boy. I forgot what her real name is, but she's a motivational speaker, and she had this show on BET, and she interviewed this doctor, and she said, I recommend that no one ever gets those type of surgeries. Never, unless it is medically necessary. People should not go around getting BBLs, butt lifts, or lip injections. And I know people still gonna do it. And, I'm not trying to change nobody's mind about what they decide to do with their body or whatever. But I'm saying it because I just mentioned self-acceptance. Are we accepting ourselves for who and how we really are. Self-acceptance is pointing out your flat butt or your teeny lips or my big nose. I was born with this nose. My father had a big nose. This big nose runs on his side of the family, and I'm so proud to be sitting here before y'all saying that I was that man's daughter. I had one of the most amazing fathers in the entire world. He meant so much to me. He left his mark on me. Like, I would rather have this big nose than, say if I had a little teeny nose, and that's probably more acceptable to society, and came out and had a different type father than the one that I was blessed with. Was not such an amazing father or whatever. It's all in how you look at it. My father makes me accept my big nose even more because I had an amazing father, and that's where I got my nose from. So it's just all on how you look at it. Self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is learning how to accept your own weaknesses and still, it says still fully accept yourself and still fully learn how to accept yourself. I didn't write this down. I took notes off of this. These are notes that came from my research. Fully accept yourself. So where does that put you on the self-acceptance list? If you view yourself as being worthy or having high levels of self-worth, you will view yourself favorable and have the utmost faith that you can set and achieve your goals. So viewing yourself differently or at a higher standard, you will say, I have just as much of the opportunity to get the job or whatever. I got much opportunity or much chance at getting it as the next person does. We might say, well, oh, look at them, or they're prettier, or they're smarter, or they have more education than me, or whatever. But think about your qualities. Are they honorable? Are they a good person? Do they have the heart to help people? You might have qualities that make you outweigh this person and be picked for the job before them, and you looking at them. But when you look at your own qualities, you put yourself up on the worthiness ladder instead of thinking that somebody else is so much better than you. And it's not thinking that you are better than anyone else either. It's just it's recognizing your own worthiness. Self-acceptance and self-worth means more than we give it credit for. So you will find yourself favorable. Faith will get you through a lot. Like, I believe in my heart that I can make it just as much as anybody else can make it. You have to have some kind of faith in yourself. Forgive yourself. Practice self-acceptance. Practice self-acceptance. When you looking at, doing this to your boobs or that to your butt or this to your lips or whatever, things that you can't change, whatever. Practice self-acceptance. Say, I love my nose. I love my eyes. I love me for who I am and how God made me. Practice self-acceptance. Learn how to accept myself for my age. Yeah, I'm 60, but I'm still beautiful. I'm 75, but I'm still beautiful. Yeah, I'm still young and I'm still a child, but my future looks so bright if I just continue to do this and to do that. Only speak highly over yourself. Speak favorable over yourself, and be there for yourself when times get rough. We like to be there for everybody else. We like to help everybody else. We jump right into action, and but what about when times get rough for you? And you might wonder why nobody is there for you when times get rough for you, but practice being there for yourself. If you are there for yourself, then you won't have to worry about who's not there for you, because you will learn how to be there for yourself, to pick yourself up when you are down, to encourage yourself, to tell yourself that everything is going to be okay. Tell yourself that you did a good job. Like, I might not have gotten the job, but I showed up, or I did great, or I'm going to do better, or you didn't get a high grade or whatever. Give yourself credit for effort, so you can do better even next time, and learn how to build yourself up internally. This is going to help build your own self-worth. So, if you don't feel good about yourself, it is hard to feel good about anything else. That is period, point blank. And sometimes we can put this mask on, we can put on a show and try to act like everything is all peaches and cream and, hum-de-doo and all that kind of stuff, when you ain't feeling good about yourself, about your life, about where you are. You just have to learn how to pick yourself up. You have to learn how to pick yourself up, because it is going to be extremely difficult for you to feel good about anything else that is going on around you if you don't feel good about yourself. So, listen, I'm coming to the end. Of course, I wrote down a famous quote. My quote today is it's from Beyonce. I know y'all know who Beyonce is. Very accomplished singer, producer. Oh my goodness, Jay-Z wife. She has made such amazing performer. Girlfriend can dance her butt off. She is a mother. Beyonce will go down in history for making major accomplishments. Started from Destiny's Child, grew on to be her own, one person show or whatever. But shout outs to her, because she did not give up on herself when times got rough. She talked about how she has her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. When she gets on stage, Beyonce is not Beyonce when she gets on stage. She will tell you in a minute that is Sasha Fierce that you see when you look at Beyonce. And sometimes we got to do that, for ourselves too. We got to put on our Superman drawers or Wonder Girl panties or whatever, and go out here and we got to rock it. We got to kill it. Listen, we got to do whatever needs to be done to give yourself that confidence to conquer anything that comes your way. So listen, this is what Beyonce said. Your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on something. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are. And that was straight from the words of Lady B, Beyonce. I'm going to read that once again. Your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone telling you who you are. She's spitting facts. If she ain't never spit facts a day before in her life, she's spitting facts. Your self-worth, that's why I went through the list of things that does not determine your self-worth, because I wanted to let you guys know what does determine your self-worth. You are what determines your self-worth. And if you don't want to believe me, go ahead and send Beyonce a message so she can back me up on this, because this is what she said. Very accomplished person. She probably still crushing major accomplishments and major goals in her life. You are who determines your own self-worth. None of the things that I mentioned before determines your self-worth. How you feel good about yourself and what you are worth, how you feel you are worth, it all depends on you. So that is the end of my message, but of course I have homework for you guys. I want you to repeat after me. I want you to put this in your pocket and say this to yourself all day long. We're going to have some self-worth from this point moving forward. Our life is going to be filled with self-worth. Don't even worry about what everybody else is doing. Worry about building yourself up on the inside. The same energy that we put into, other things and social media and things that don't matter and all that kind of stuff. Turn that energy into positive energy and put some good energy down into yourself so we can learn how to bring out the best in us. So sometimes we just can be focused on the wrong things, and we can give the wrong things our power and our energy when we could be focused on bigger and better and different things that is going to help and benefit us way more. So I want y'all to repeat this after me. Say it all day long. Speak these things over yourself. I am who God says I am. I am who God says I am. Because I didn't get real personal about my experience with self-worth, but they called me everything but what my mother and father named me, and a child of God. They told me I was what I wasn't going to be and all of that kind of stuff, but I am simply, period, point blank, who God says I am. Not what my family said I am, not what people said I am, not what society says that I am. I am who God says I am. Look for who you are in God. Look for what God wants you to be. And I want you to say this to yourself all day long. And do not forget this. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy, because you are. Even if you never discover your worthiness deep down within inside of yourself, that don't mean it ain't there, because it is. You are more worthy than you give yourself credit to be, and you will discover it one day or another. Hopefully, you will discover it while you are here on this earth. I want us to live out these things while we are here. I don't want to just rest in peace. I want to live in peace. I want to live in joy. I want to live in happiness. I want to live out my dreams and everything that I want to be and everything that God wants me to be. And it starts with things like this. These life lessons are so important for the direction that our lives are going in. It may just be a reminder to some. It may be a news flash to some. I might be telling some people out there things that they really don't know, and I don't mind, because as I do these types of research and look up this information and discover these type of things, I cannot tell you how much it helps me along the way. Like my self-worth just boosted like a 1,000,000% even since I prepared this message. Like, listen, we have to realize our own self-worth, despite of your rough beginnings, what you had to go through, all the things that happens along the way. We still have to be mindful of the worthiness that God has placed down inside of us. So boom, that is it, y'all. Y'all go out here and kick some Wednesday butt. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Be mindful to continue to look out for my books on Amazon. Please go to my my YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. I am so grateful for my YouTube channel because it is like blowing through the roof right now. My views, I have over 100 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I am interacting with people all over the world, Mexico and Russia. And people are like leaving me messages and all that kind of stuff. And it just blessed my heart so much to know that I am able to make such an impact on people all over the world. And I said this about myself so many years ago, and I didn't know that it would ever play out like this. I said, I want to be able to tell my story and spread a message of hope all across the world. So God heard me. Even when we, it goes from our mouth to God's ears, and we think that, all this time has gone past and our prayers are not being answered, He will deliver in such a way that you will not even imagine. I got my star button up there where you can purchase stars off of my Facebook account, just to like show a little bit of love, keep me motivated, or whatever. However many stars you choose to buy is greatly appreciated. I want to thank you all in advance for those of you who choose to push that give button and donate some stars to me. Also my book, True Value, Knowing Your Worth, on sale on Amazon. Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasures. Feed Your Soul, Your Personal Guide to Health and Wellness, and Religiously. It is a closer look at spirituality and religion. And my YouTube channel, True Value, Knowing Your Worth. Like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. Thank you for the views, comments, support. Y'all can drop me a message, whatever, some hearts. Let me know that you are watching. Let me know that you are encouraged and inspired. And look out for more motivational messages. God willing, I will be right back here on Friday with some wake up morning, Friday morning motivation. In the meantime, you guys continue to stay blessed.